Okay, and now we will have Mr. Andy Cheung, Technical Evangelist of Microsoft Hong Kong, to meet us. Andy is focusing on Windows 8 and Windows Phone app ecosystem, and he was awarded by the Microsoft as the MVP for 3 consecutive years. Mr. Andy Cheung, please.
So, hello everyone. I'm Andy Cheung from Microsoft Hong Kong, and today I'm going to spend like 10 minutes with you talking about user experience, right? Because our topic today is mobility UX, right? So because I'm from Microsoft, of course I'll be using Windows Phone to demonstrate that for you, right? So what is connected here is my own personal phone, right? So I've been using Windows Phone for about like 3 years already, because at Microsoft, I'm actually responsible for the application ecosystem for both Windows 8 and Windows Phone, okay? So my day-to-day job is to go out and talk with developers, talk to enterprises, you know, to have their applications on board on our platform. So that's what I do. Now, when we're talking about mobility UX, I want to use Windows Phone to have a few demonstration or a few points that I want to show you that I hope can stimulate a little bit of our thinking about smartphones in general, which everyone of us have one in our hands, right? Maybe more than one even, right? Is there any new ways on how do we interact with this thing, right? So I hope in these 10 minutes I will pinpoint some of the thinkings, okay, on that. That is to generally to a smartphone. Now, first of all, if you see Windows Phone itself have a very different user interface than other smartphone platforms, right? And what we see here, those squares, those rectangles, we call them live tiles, okay? As opposed to application icons. Why do we call that live tiles? Because it gives more information than an icon. Okay, it will be updated periodically to give fresh information, fresh news to the end user. And also you can customize your start screen. So this is actually my wife, right? If I don't want to see her, I can put her down there, right? But of course I can't, right? We're having recording here, right? So I must put her back. Okay, but you can see you can customize your own start screen. And if you notice that this tile is just for my wife, okay, this is just for my wife. If you are an application developer, think about this is not just your application icon. You can actually pin some of the entities within your application to your end user's start screen, okay? Take My TV as an example. This is the My TV application. My TV is on board on Windows Phone already. And if you go down here, you can see your favorite TV program, okay? Also here as one of the live tiles, okay? And you can see the photos when it has a latest episode out for you to watch online. It will show here. These are the latest information. And when we click on it, it will go into the app and going directly to the episode that you want to watch. But, of course, they need some advertising here, right? Because they need to generate revenue, right? Okay. So you can see that in terms of lifestyle, it's not just an icon. It can be an entity within your application that gives valuable information to your end user. Now, this is something that we can actually rethink, no matter it is a phone, a tablet, or other form factors. When these kind of devices are interacting with you as a human being, okay, what can you do better to enhance this experience, right? Another thing is there are a lot of things that I can talk about, right? But I will just focus on a few things. Now, if I go along that line with my wife, I go ahead and click on my wife's tile. Now, what I do day to day is that when I'm walking on the road, I take out my phone. What do I think about? I would think about, I want to connect with my wife. Okay, what do I do at that time? I click on my wife's tile, and it will bring out her page, okay? Now, just look at this. What are the biggest wordings in here? Now, you can see that 撥打行動電話, that's dialing to her mobile phone. And then down here, dialing home, down to her office, or SMS to her, or IM to her, right? All those wording in white, they are all actions, right? Why are we displaying the actions here? Rather than, for example, the actual phone number, right? Don't write down my phone's mobile number, right? But wait, you can see that the actual mobile phone number is relatively not an important piece of information at this moment. As an end user, I pick up my phone, right? I think of, oh, I want to connect to my wife, right? Do I need to know what her mobile phone number is? No, I want to dial her mobile, that's it. I want to IM to her, that's it, right? So that is the action item. So these are very small tweaks that Windows Phone as a platform we are rethinking from the ground up with this kind of user experience thinking behind. Okay, so a lot of users, after they have used Windows Phone for like a week or so, after you log in your Facebook, your Twitter account, your Weibo account, they will start to see the power of that, and that is people will start really think about the in a people-centric way. Now, another example, also along the line with our context, our people, is that you can see that on this right-hand side, right to my wife's photo. This is her latest Facebook update, right? Latest Facebook update. Now, I've been using Windows Phone for like 3 years already. One time, this is a real experience. One time, I'm on the road, I take out my phone, I want to call my wife, right? I go ahead and tap her tile. When I want to dial her mobile, I see that, oh, her Facebook was just updated, her status. And she said that she just had some argument with her boss. Okay, now as a husband, you know what to do, right? In your next phone call to her. Now, think about these kind of scenarios. Facebook status update, your LinkedIn status update, you know, Twitter, etc. These are actually kind of public information, right? Public data. However, are we putting this piece of data at the correct time, at the correct place, so that your end user will treat it as a piece of useful information at that particular time, right? That is what user experience is all about, right? So this kind of design of things, the whole concept is also on the live tiles, right? When we have the latest episode of 師傅明白了, right? You do not need to go into the application to check whether there is an update, right? Whether the application is out already, because the information is on your start screen, right? Now think about the some of the information. For example, I will also take my wife as an example, right? Here you can see her latest updates in here, right? This is a consolidated view. If I go ahead and see the what's new in all my contacts, you can see that this is a consolidated view of all the most popular social networks: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and 新浪微博. Okay, these are all integrated. Now think about when you take out your phone, you go ahead and I want to know, hey, what is my wife up to? Okay, what's the latest status update? You pick up your phone, you go ahead and launch your Facebook application, search for your wife, no update. Okay, quit that application. Go to Twitter application, search for your wife, no update, right? And go to LinkedIn and you go to Weibo. Now, this kind of user behavior or thinking is actually an application-centric thinking, right? You start from the application first. However, what we are trying to do here is basically we want the end user to start from the user, to start from people. Who are the people that you really care about? Okay, for me, my wife, and also my mother. This one is my mother. Okay, not my boss, unfortunately. He's not here today, right? So we want you to start thinking as people. So from the ground up, we designed the whole system, the whole user interface to be people-centric rather than application-centric. However, of course, we still have a standalone Facebook app, right? We still have a Twitter app, Weibo application. Those are still really important stuff. But in our concept, or when the whole ecosystem is moving forward in terms of user experience, this is something that we really want to drive the industry to that direction. And I hope this kind of a little bit of sharing will kind of trigger you to have some kind of thinking about smartphone or use and this kind of devices user interface as a whole. And I look forward to discuss more with you in the panel discussion session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andy.